Okay, looks like we've got a Sicilian defense going on here. Gonna be, what is this, Accelerated Dragon? Maybe transposing into a normal dragon? Um, 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 um. Okay, so let's... I think that bishop c4 might be book, but... What do I know about book moves? Okay, this is weird, but someone has played this against me before in a blitz game. Okay, am I supposed to take? Probably. And now I could just take. He takes, and actually that looks bad. Maybe just here. Yeah, I lost the blitz game. That this was. Man, I dropped that pawn, didn't I? I have dropped a pawn. Can I play that first? No. Okay, so he gets that pawn, but he has weakened his dark squares, maybe. So he takes a castle. Guess the problem right now is that, well, I can just castle kingside right now if he doesn't take. Okay, so I castle queenside. He comes up here with check. So block, this pawn could become weak later, but for now I think it maybe facilitates h. Okay, he wants to trade queens because he's up a pawn. I do not want to trade queens because I am down a pawn, though. I don't know, I mean, maybe this isn't so bad. Like, this should be a draw, right? Like, I take, he has doubled, and I have that file, so... My pawns are isolated, but... Okay, maybe I just want to get my bishop here. He trades queens, he trades queens. Takes his bishop off, then I win that pawn. Like, the thing is, if he trades queens... Yes. He's trading queens when he's up material, but... Okay, so I can take that pawn now, and... Let's see, I take that pawn, he plays his rook over. I play down here. He takes, I take, he takes that pawn with check. Okay, so then maybe I just scoot. Is that what I should do? He gives check. I scoot again. I go up. Maybe I just go up, but I don't like that. Maybe I just go here. Probably terrible, like it lets him get his bishop in here. Yeah, that was terrible. Okay, but like he goes here, I take here, he takes there, I take here. And then I have a passed pawn and he doesn't. I think that my D file is hard to get at here. And like maybe there are situations where I just get mated if I take here. But the thing is, I have that queen trade available to me as well. So, might not be too horrible. And if I can get his bishop... Okay, so now I just take, he takes, I take that pawn. And I don't worry about getting mated anymore. I could do 2 rooks for the queen here, but I don't want that. Now I take his pawn. Okay, he does that. So, let's see. I don't want to drop that exchange, because then I'm definitely worse. But I don't want to get mated later either. So can I take? He takes. And how do I get rid of that bishop? I'd have to like play bishop here to here. Takes, takes, and then maybe I can win the king-pawn ending. Okay, so let's think about this. If everything comes off, do I win the king-pawn ending? I'm fairly certain that I do because he has doubled pawns over here, and my king can maybe hold. And then I can get these queenside pawns going, because this c-pawn in an endgame isn't something he should take too lightly. I don't think so. So, okay, so takes, takes, rook e1. Then he can't really get down to the 7th, or, well, my 2nd, technically. And then I want to play bishop f3 to d1. Or possibly bishop here, here. Takes, takes, king moves. Then I march my king over here. We're like, I don't know. I think that I want this to get down to a king-pawn ending. And yeah, now it's like I can't even try for... that, so bishop there. He'll probably not trade bishops because he can probably tell just as well as I can that I'm better in this king-pawn. I think. I hope. I could let him triple his pawns there. That does give him a passed pawn, but he gets a passed pawn anyway, so if I'm letting him get passed pawns, maybe I should just let them be tripled. So if I go down and he takes, then that's cool. Not. Like he goes back up here. And that would cover C1. Okay. Undoubling his pawns. So if I go here, he goes there. I go there. Okay, I think... Look, I'm still better in this king-pawn ending if it comes to that, but what I'm worried about is if he doesn't take the trades, or like maybe if he grabs the e-file instead, then he's... I think I can do that. Like if he tries to grab the e-file, I can put my king up. And I think I should be fine there. I don't know, like, I don't think I should lose this unless I misplay, which is a distinct possibility. If he wants to take all the trades, he could be fancy and do it with his rook, but because, you know, I can't take with the king, because that would be check. So yeah, that's my commentary. Yeah, he doesn't have to be fancy here if he doesn't want to, but he could be. So yeah, this move, if he doesn't trade, it does unblockade these pawns, which could be useful for me. Also, if he doesn't trade, it does defend my second rank. So, like, the only files that are open for the rooks to come in now are the D and E files. And if he retreats his bishop and then I can, like, then his thing, okay, he was fancy and took with the rook. I'm pretty sure this means I win. If he takes here, I definitely win, because I can just march my king up, win that pawn, and then eventually I think he gets zugzwanged into, or zugzwanged, or however you say it, into letting me take all these pawns. Because see, now he either doesn't have a passed pawn, or he has tripled isolated passed pawns. Okay, so he goes there. I guess he wants to try and get this outside passed pawn. Should I have been more worried about this? Let's see, so how easily does he get to, Yeah, I suppose he can get down to H. So I want to get my king up to... If I could get my king to G3 before he gets his pawn to H4, then it should just be trivial. But I don't know, maybe my brute calculation could have been here. See, I don't think that's the right move, because like now I can just keep his king out entirely with B4, or sorry, C4, and then like B4, and then hey, all of these pawns blockade. And if I can keep his king out entirely, then that's a lot to worry about list. Maybe I should have played that instead of the G3 move. Okay, what do I have here? Well, I can still do this. I think, with an eventual Zugzwang, because, I mean, if he tries to come in here, I can just do that, and if he goes here, I don't know, maybe I just, like, start pushing that pawn up a bit. No, because then he has that, but... Okay, so now I pretty much have to do that. Now, he has to be careful, because he doesn't want to let me get that pawn past. Or, I mean, not past, but, like, he has to keep his king in front of this pawn, I think. Okay, let's see, because if he takes this, then, like, I don't know, maybe he has, like, plans of that. Okay, so if I go there and he takes... Okay, this is where I think I need to use the brute calculation to figure out who wins. Okay, so if I go here and he takes and I take and he goes there and I go there and then... Okay, so I'm 4 away from queening if he ever lets me. This is 4 away, but also the king has to step out of the way, so it's 5, and if he comes in like this, then, then he's actually 6 away, so I should win that. Let's see. If I move here and takes. Thing is, he can get the outside passed pawn here. If I do this move, then he can play a5, and that just kind of cripples me, so... maybe I can play up here. Okay, he plays down. Okay, so if I go here, he goes there. I go here, he goes there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if he ever goes here, I think that I can just push c5. And then I think that I still queen faster than he does. Maybe I can just try and round up all these pawns, because, like, where is that king going? Because if he goes back up here to try and, round up this pawn... You're gonna let me queen? Are you gonna let me queen? I queen in 3, you queen in... like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that doesn't work out for you. Okay, so I'm winning now, for sure. Because he can't let that pawn queen. This is too slow. And since I have my king on... you can't do anything with your pawns. So now I can just round up these pawns. Yeah, I don't care about that. I'm just going to take his pawns. He can't defend these pawns and prevent this from pushing. If he takes, he has the same problem. That push doesn't do anything unless I'm stupid and I take, in which case I think he might be winning again. I have to do some calculation, but who wants to do that? Okay, so he resigned. Let's just look at how that endgame would have ended for anyone who's not familiar with the endgames. So basically, he can, like, take. He has to go up, I get that pawn. Now he has to do, like, here, because if he moves anywhere else, then I play b5. Like, that. And now I'm just getting even closer to a queen, so he'll probably do that to prevent that. So then I just come over here. He goes here, I take that, he goes back there, I take this, he goes here, that. And if you don't know your end games well enough to tell that I'm winning here, then work on your end games. Yeah, I'm gonna have to tell Amazingoid about this, since this is where I've been picking up my endgame stuff from his stream. So back in this position, or I guess, I think I might have been winning even just like from King G3. Like by force, I think I might have been winning, like, because this C pawn is just something that's a problem for him, because once it gets to C4, he can never infiltrate the 4th rank in any meaningful way. And now this pawn is as good as isolated for endgame purposes. Like, yeah, I mean, he's keeping me from coming up here and trying to win that pawn, but now I can just go up and win his other pawn and swing back around for those because it's too slow. So, that's the game. Again, big thanks to Amazingoid for his stream, where I've been picking up a lot of my in-game skills. Suppose I can just go ahead and show what happens if he takes. And I can stop these pawns. I mean, only one of them is passed out of the two. And in fact, I shouldn't try and do anything fancy with, like, taking, but only one of them is passed, so, like, if he does that, then we check. I guess he has to do that now. I can take, maybe, and then like that, and then I pin. He takes, and he goes there, and I go there, and he goes here, and checkmate. So that's why he was losing that pawn end game. In a longer game, I probably should have tried to do all that calculation from here. I don't think, like, I really think that trading down for him here was a mistake. Here, I think that he just needed to play, like, there, and there. But then, like, maybe my king can still hold, but, like, I don't know, maybe he's, like, after that, maybe I'm stuck with, like, and he can't go, of course, because then I just win his pawn and I'm winning again, but, like, there, and there, and there, and there, and shuffle. And now we just shuffle our kings for all eternity. And draw, so so I think that h4 draws for him, if he can get it in. It's like, I mean, I can't really challenge that, because then he just gets a passed pawn, and now I have the same problem that he has over here, except worse. And he can't really try and, like, I suppose he has this, but then I just do that. He takes, and I go back to shuffling. And again, he can't let that pawn queen, so it's a draw. So, I don't know, I mean, I probably misplayed the opening because I am not at all familiar with this line. It was a 5-minute over-the-board tournament where I was saying I lost a game in this variation. And, like, I think he should have just gotten the rook to the d file. But it was like, that is the only place I have seen this before. But yeah, see, like, the problem with rook d8 is that it just loses that pawn back. It's like, yeah, you had a pawn, but from this point, it should just be a draw. Oops. Let's go. Yeah, from that point, it should just be a draw. From this point, I just win. Might have been easier on me if I had, like, blocked the king's route in first, with instead of king g3, b4, c4. Because, I mean, this isn't going anywhere, these pawns that I can take. And this pawn is never more than 5 moves away from queening, even if I let this pawn fall. Just because, the king has to take and get out of the way, then it's still 4. So, that's the analysis of the game. I think that I was worse out of the opening, of course. But I think that he misplayed it, then traded down into a drawn endgame, which he then proceeded to lose, because he needed to have a counter threat for a passed pawn. If he doesn't have a counter threat for a passed pawn, then I'm the only one with a passed pawn, and I can use that. So, I guess that'll wrap up my analysis of this game. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.